Hello, everybody. Welcome back from that silent break we just had. Few technical difficulties again. And welcome back to part 2 of Newbie Nights, where we are going through what you should do when you meet certain things. Whether you meet the VK3601 or you meet the KV1S. Whatever you want to do when you see these tanks, and this kind of attributes you would think and memorize. There's only 1 or 2 things per tank. Okay, that one's the one that does this, that one does that. That was part 1. Now in part 2, we're going to play a couple of games and talk about the maps and what you do, the situation awareness, how to watch what your team's doing, and the enemy tanks and what you face. We'll start with tier 6, and then we'll take your suggestions of what tier we should do from then on. Cool, so I'm Dorjan.
And I'm Highflyer 15.
We're RivetingTV, and let's get into the game. Yeah.
I'm waiting on you.
Accepting your invitation.
Battle.
Right, so the first thing you need to do is when the game starts loading, quickly scan both teams. You need to see your team, you need to see the other team, look for people you know, and pay attention to the things that are going on. Yeah, basically. Don't ignore the tanks. This time is brilliant for you to really plan what's going on now. So I actually haven't got a screen right now. It's frozen. There we go. It's come up. We're in a tier 8 battle. So first of all, you instantly know I'm a tier 6 and a tier 8. I need to play supportive. I can't go head on into the enemy because I will just die. Look at the targets. You can see that half of the team is tier 6. So there's half the team that you can definitely hurt. And then you look at the artillery and see, okay, Hummel versus SU-8. The SU-8 has a Stug with his platoon, and there is a platoon of light tanks that is also in this. So you can also see that the T-50-2 is there, and you need to know that the Hummel is in danger until that thing is dead. The Hummel is going to be very important for this fight for us as tier 6s, because there's not much we can do against some of the big ones at the KV-5. We can hurt it, but it's going to be very... it can hurt us a lot easier. So that's the thoughts you should go through your mind when you first get into game. Highflyer, what's your thoughts?
Well, exactly what you thought, what you explained. And the 2 scouts, the small scouts, are in the platoon with the T-34. So I don't think they're just going to rush in and die, even though it looks like it right now. But let's see what. Yep, okay, they will not really try to stay alive that much, because I just got a free shot at one of them.
Well, that T-50-2 is going to kill himself, surely.
Hopefully.
So yeah, so you're looking at the mini-map, guys. You should always be looking at the mini-map. I've already checked it several times. You can see that the majority of our force is hanging around in the middle. And I'm trying to hang back, although I'm getting pinned by the enemy team, because obviously the air rail is the most dangerous target. But in this case, I would actually agree with the enemy's target priority, because the air rail has a low damage, high penetration gun, but it's easy to kill for high tiers. So that was pretty sensible choice for them to shoot me and get me to back off. But you can see our entire force is at D, 6 and 7, playing very defensively. As tier 6s, Behemoth and Highflyer can't really push forward, because if they do, they're going to meet the enemy and just die. So Highflyer, what's your idea for you and Behemoth to do?
Yeah, right now we're just sitting back here. The enemy team, or the big enemy tanks, 2 of them are in the middle, and okay, I'm maybe screwed a little bit. Unless I can side scrape, and I did. The SU-2152 is down here, and I just side scraped a shot at him, and Behemoth is killing the T-34, I think, hurting it a little bit, but right now we're just trying to keep this this side safe. That's not going to side scrape anything, I think.
Yeah, what I'm watching is that the enemy team are pushing up the north there. We've only got 2 tanks defending it, which is a tier 7 and a tier 5. All our tier 8s are in the middle, not doing much, including a platoon of 2. That should have really triggered a warning for me, that 2 of our team, tier 8s, are in a platoon, which means they're going to be incredibly selfish. So I'm going to move and reposition up top to see if I can do anything to help the DPS up there.
Yeah, Right now, I'm just keeping the biggest tank destroyer they have on their team busy by just sitting down here and side scraping, because he could actually be a pretty big threat if he decided to move onto our bigger tanks. But as we are some of the lowest tanks on the team, then it's actually pretty important that if I just keep him busy, because he will be able to do nothing against me really if I just keep on side scraping. And we have a KV-1S down here as well, also taking the bait on me. Oh, okay, I have no idea what he just hit. Okay, he penetrated right there. Okay.
I'm fighting a KV-5 at the top here who's actually decimating our force, but he's ignoring me and I can actually penetrate him as the ARL. So I'm actually dealing damage to a really high tier, one of their toughest tank, in fact their top guy, who's already killed 2 of our tier 7s. And he's ignoring me. He doesn't think I'm a threat or I'm uneyed. But that's the role I'm taking. And he has spotted me now. He's aiming for me. But he can't penetrate me at a distance. I know the KV-5. I know his limitations. And that's working to my advantage right now. His gun is very weak. Unless he aims at my turret, he's not going to go through very easily. But his teammates are going to catch up any second now. And I'm not going to probably go through anymore. Maybe another shot if I'm lucky. He's still shooting my track. But a T-32 is standing up and I'm in trouble. I'm going to try and kill the KV-5 before I die.
Right now I'm alone.
It's 27
against the KV-1S. And I think I'm just going to die here.
Yes, you ain't shooting at me too. But there you go, guys. A tier 6 just took the KV-5 down to 27 HP from max. I pretty much did all the damage on that tank. Don't ever think you're out. However, their artillery and their other tier 8 was with him. So I had to take them all on. I think I did enough. We'll see.
Well, Behemoth just came and saved me from the SU 152, and I have decided to take him out by... nope, I'm a lot heavier than you, dude. He was trying to ram me, but because I knew that my tank is German and a lot heavier than the SU 152, he wasn't able to just go back and forward, back and forward. I actually lost no HP to him trying to ram me by reversing. You almost do no damage by reversing into enemies, so even trying that was
silly.
Well, he couldn't even turn, so it was his last attempt of doing something, so yeah. But as we saw, Behemoth went out and helped me against the KV-1S. The SU took him out in one shot, or he had been damaged before, but he got taken out by one shot by it. And by me, of course, everybody should know that a dirt gun takes a lot of time to reload. So I just went out and circled him until he couldn't turn, and then I just got as close to him as possible so he couldn't turn at all, and that was GG for him.
Now, someone just said in the chat that how can a KV-5 not penetrate the VK-3601? I was in the ARL, and he was shooting my hull, so, you know, he could have shot my turret and easily penetrated me, but he didn't. He was shooting my hull, and I just stayed there shooting him and did some serious damage. We'll see what my result is in a second, and there we go. Highflyer, myself, and Behemoth in the top 6, even though we had... we were in a tier 8 battle and half the team was tiers above us. So that means that we really felt like we were good for the team. We really pushed the balance in our favor. And that's what you can do if you're not the biggest tank. So guys, pick a tier or pick a tank. If we've got it, we will try and show you more about it.
Yes, I was just reading through the chat. Yeah, well.
The great thing, by the way, guys, to learn how much damage you did and what you got for what is the new loadouts. The new end of game screen will actually show you basically where you got everything from. But doing damage is the best way to get XP and silver. So try your best to do damage. without dying. It sounds simple, right? But it's actually really important to either do damage or spot enemies so your teammates can do damage. They're the two real ways to gain experience.
Yep.
You can do capture base and stuff, but that barely gets you anything.
Yeah, that's really, really low. I think that's 200 experience for almost a fully captured base. We've done that before. Yeah.
Well, someone said the M5, so that would be tier 5. Does anyone actually? No, sorry, that's tier 4, isn't it? M5.
The M5 is a tier 4. Yep.
Does anyone have it out of us guys?
I don't have it. I got past it, so it was quickly out of my garage. Even though I enjoyed it a little bit when I got a few premium shells in to hurt some of the bigger tanks, because that was the problem. It always got into bigger games and couldn't really do any damage, and then with some premium shells it could finally do some damage and at least get 500 XP for a loss.
Okay, there's 2 questions I'm going to cover from the chat. First one, and this is for you, Highflyer. The M4 Sherman, should it use the derp gun, or should it keep the highest penetration gun?
I would use the derp gun. I bring a lot of HE and then 11 high explosive anti-tank rounds, just because it's you come out with a profit even if you use 10 of them. But the derp gun definitely, because you can do damage to almost anything, and now with a lot of new British tanks in the game, plus the French tanks, you can do a lot of damage to tanks even with the normal HE shells. So I would go with that one, because the other one isn't as good as the one on the EC8. Of course it isn't, but it's I just don't think it's good enough for its tier with that gun. So derp gun all the way, because it also fires very fast.
Fair enough. That sounds good, and it's OP with the Goltros. Sorry, premium checks. Anyway, the other question is actually for you guys. Hell yeah! I want you guys to actually give us some questions about the situation awareness we covered in the last game. We're going to do it again in this video. In this game we're about to play now. We picked tier 7 because we couldn't really get a clear answer out of everyone there. But if you've got any questions about the situation awareness of how we dealt with that game, even though we were at the bottom tiers for the group, we still managed to do more damage than most of our team, and it swayed the battle in the favor of our team. We definitely pulled our weight and felt like we caused that win for the team. We're not the only contributors, but in theory, and this I've talked to you guys a lot about this, if everyone pulls their 50% weight and you pull 60% weight, then you win. Because that extra 10% is better than the enemy teams, because you've got to give and take from both sides. So the more people who do above their weight in your team, the higher chance for you to win. So if all 3 of you do 70% of your weight, your worth, then you're going to win. And I mean by 50% being the average player. Anyway, whoops, the game's already started. Yeah. We are at the top. Okay, cool. That means we can see that the enemy team have a platoon at the top. That would be dangerous, but also not so good for the enemy team. The tier groupings is mostly tier 6 and 7. So we aren't heavily outnumbering the opponent in tier points. So we know that we have to be careful, but we can play solid to the best of our tank's ability. Being an IS tank, I'm going into the town so I can get in close quarters to the enemy team to take advantage of my alpha damage and my lack of accuracy. Highflyer, your thoughts?
Yes, going into the city. Good choice. Good choice.
For yourself?
No, for everyone. And here we go with the ARL. I didn't even shoot him properly. There we go. Shoot him in the turret. Penetration almost every single time. But yeah. Oh, I was just about to say, be careful, but no matter.
I had to take a hit from the Tiger P to do that, but I thought it was worth it.
Oh, I pressed the button. Yeah, taking out the SU-100 was a pretty good decision, because it can do a lot of damage, actually. because it has the gun that the SU 85 got taken away, which made it a little bit OP. Not much, but a little bit.
I'm utterly surrounded. I need help, like yesterday.
Yep. I'm coming. I'm just pushing around this dude, totally ignoring him because I know that our team is. Where are you? You surrounded up from down there.
There's two from that direction, both tier 7s.
Yeah, I'm firing at him.
Yeah, I see.
And I'll keep firing at him while I keep my attention to the front as well. Oh, completely missed that one. Don't know why. Completely missed
Hit the
that
shot
one.
inside of that, oh god, Tiger P.
Yeah,
Right, I'm gonna try and run now.
Yeah, we're gonna flank them from the other direction and just take them out. So,
Trying to stay alive. The Tiger P showing his side armor to me. As we know, the side is not the strongest part of it. I've got the other Tiger engaging me as well, which is bad news for me. I'm going to try and get out of there, but it's not going to work. I'm going to try and do some damage from that.
Come on, dude.
I'm down. Nothing I could do there. Was too many enemy tanks for where I was, but I held them up as long as I could. That was my decision. Our base is getting tanked. I think we've got someone AFK.
Okay.
But we're going to win that exchange because I held on as long as I could against 2 tier 7s on my own, basically. So our team has been able to clean up. So I feel like even though I died and I won't get much XP, I did as best I could for the situation I was in.
Yep, totally did. And well, a platoon of the biggest tanks going south city, never do that, guys, because the top will always get overrun. People love to go to the mountains. People love to go there, so there's always the need for you to be close. So never go straight too far, because they will need you.
Yeah, they were a platoon against me as well. I forgot about that. But the guys against me were the platoon. So they were coordinating well. They were popping out, taking shots, and as soon as I tried and turned for one, they got me. I managed to reflect a few shots and make them bounce, but we've lost a lot of guys in our base, a lot of the lower tiers, because of that bloody VK2801. But if you look at the tier points, we are so winning this battle. The tier points are hugely in our favor. Although it's very similar in deaths, we've lost a lot of our lower tiers, but we've got most of our higher tiers, and we still have the artillery, although probably not for much longer.
Now, let's see for how long, much longer. Right now, there we go. That's one of them. Didn't really know which direction to go because, well, they could be anywhere, but one of our Tiger P has gone this way. Oh, and the other ones is spotted. Oh, there's a VK. And I think he fired a premium shot. Looks like he did. Tracked him and premium shell again.
He's got really quick reload. Oh, he was probably a millisecond away from reloading there.
Okay, I needed to do that because
that
was pissing me off.
Oh, you had to. You would have died if you let him reload there.
Could have just
the VK2801 is by far my favourite scout tank. It's not really a scout, it's a combat light tank, basically. That derp cannon is so annoying, especially when it's not facing anything other than tier 7s or 8s. It's so OP. In a tier 5 fight, that thing is godly. It has great front armor for a scout, and that gun is just that gun. It's just crazy. It's great.
Yep. It's crazy. Yep, but even in a tier 8 battle, it's insane. I nearly turned a battle round into our favor just by taking out a full KB3, a full T8, T28 prototype, a Löwe, a KV2, something else. I'm going to post it as a random match, but we lost it and I got 2100 XP. I've mentioned that before, but now that we're talking about the tank, it is OP with that derp gun.
Yeah, that derp gun's very solid. It sometimes really lets you down. You face something with a lot of armor or something, and you keep rolling 10 damage or something ridiculously low, like I often do. Yeah. And it feels very lackluster, and you're like, urgh! But then the shot goes through, and you take out a Type 59 in 2 shots, and you laugh your way to the bank.
Yep.
But still. Yeah, so if anyone has any comments about the situation awareness and how you move around the map and read the mini-map, feel free to ask them now, because that's kind of what we're displaying here now. How to read the teams, how to read the progression of the battle really will help you in earning more experience and getting more wins. And that's basically the most important thing.
Yes.
Winning! So yeah, I don't expect to be very high on the listings here with XP, but I feel like I did enough for what the team needed. There you go. I'm still on the top 50%, but it wasn't spectacular.
It was still good. You kept them busy, so they wouldn't just kill us from the side.
Okay, tier 8. We'll just slowly creep up the tiers for people that are a bit further on in the game and still wanting to improve their statistics.
18. What? Just discussing with my girlfriend. I just got a new bike, and she says I don't deserve it. If we put the saddle down, it's mine. No, it's not.
I think Highflyer exposed himself a little too much at the start of that fight. What do you say to that? He's a bit busy, it seems.
Yes, sorry, I'm back. Yes.
Someone thinks you went out a bit too far early on in that last battle. You kept exposing yourself a lot.
Yes. If you look at the replay again, our team was moving north, a lot of them, and as quickly as I saw, the biggest platoon was on the southern side of the city. Then I knew that I could easily go outside without taking massive damage, and I really need to take the focus away from the dudes that were pushing there at you. So I decided to do that, and as people also could see, I went out of the sniper view a few times to check on what was behind me and where the ARL was and stuff like that. So I was keeping attention to it, but it was a risky move, but it paid off in the end, luckily.
Agreed. Now, if we look at the listings for this battle, which I've obviously done, and hopefully you guys have done it as well, we notice that the average tier is tier 8, so we're average now. We're the bread and butter for the team. In other words, we can't overextend ourselves, we've got to play carefully still, but we are the people that matter. We will make this into a win or a loss. I say we, I mean the tier 8s. We'll make this a win or loss depending on how well we play as a team. Obviously, the tier 9s are still very important because they're the ones who have the most to do in the battle, but we are also incredibly important. I hit the IS for you, Highflyer.
What?
I hit the IS for you as well.
Yeah. First shot tracked him, so that allowed for 5 shots to land on him. So, yeah. The first magazine, I've decided to take 2 damage. 2 types of damage, and that was the Löwe, which I tracked and did a lot of damage to. And he's down to half health now, and then the IS, which I tracked and then decided to fire the last remaining shells into. So, we lost the tier 9.
But I managed to take the T-34, who took him out down to 120. Behemoth, what hit you there?
Move forward or keep to cover. Oh, E75.
Covering your rear. If that E8, if the IS-8 comes out, I'll kill him, but he didn't.
I missed an issue 100 twice.
Good. Keep the pressure on, guys. Look at the formation we're at, guys. The cool thing about where we're doing now, we're spread out, so there's no easy way to switch between us. So if the enemy come out to take a shot at one of us and we're in cover and they've misjudged the time, then the others get a free time. Me and Highflyer, for example, get a free time to take a shot. And if they try and re-aim at the other one, they have either a much lesser accuracy because they've moved their turret, or we get to go into cover and the other guy comes back out again. So this formation between us is very good, very effective. As you can see, we're holding them back. Hugely out-tiered in points, but the three of us are really holding them back. Yes, the team is hanging back and still being able to give us fire support, but we are pretty much holding their entire force.
E75 is side-scraping, by the way. Next time he takes a shot, I'll go out there and shoot at him.
The team is making a mistake here by not taking advantage of us distracting them, and has let Behemoth die. If the team were pushing up right now, there would be a lot less pressure on us. I'm going to see if I can get a shot on that lure there. Oh, the tiger, sorry. No. Now this is a stalemate that doesn't need to be happening. Our team could have easily pushed ahead and saved Behemoth. Behemoth's taken so much pressure away from the team. Right, I've tracked him. He's in place now.
Yeah, and he bounced on me.
Finish him. Finish him, Highflyer.
Couldn't. No more shells. But he just took...
I've tracked him again.
But just keep him tracked. But for 40 seconds.
Ah, boo. He used a repair kit that time.
Oh, he reversed.
Oh, the Lorraine takes him out. Great job, artillery.
And that
okay, I'm going to try and track. Oh, didn't penetrate. Oh, someone spotted me. Got a shot off of me. Didn't go through, so I'm thinking it's the tier 6. It was really light. Ding. Right, I'm now going to classic maneuver. Our team is being incredibly cowardly for a situation where they don't need to be, so I'm going to sacrifice myself in the name of eyes and vision. I'm going to go forward, and I'm probably going to take a lot of damage, if not die, but at the same time the team should move up with me, or at least get into better positions. Here we go.
Dude. Get to cover. Oh, you...
But in the meantime, the team has actually started ripping apart their last. The E50 is going to go down because of me, and that's the sort of thing that I do. I have a lot of deaths, but look at that. I've just broken the stalemate. They lost 2 tanks in that process of losing me. One of them was an E50. Worth it. And I forgot it's covered. And there you go, and the T-34 goes down as well. That sort of maneuver is sometimes necessary. And I'm not scared to do that because I'm looking for wins. I'm not looking for my own my own perfect stats, and I'm not worried about my death ratio. It's for me, it's all about the wins, and I felt that was the best way to win.
Yep, and as you can see, all oh god, 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 okay. Shut
Your
up.
brain worked. This map is actually really good. I think that this map has a lot of options. It does seem to end up in that sort of stalemate situation if your team spreads out a lot more. I think we had this game won ages ago, but the team were being very cowardly. So we could have easily won this a lot earlier with actually less casualties if the team just moved up, but they didn't. So I sacrificed myself. Highflyer just sacrificed himself by moving up. But look at this. The team is now rolling forwards and a bit more confidence now. They outnumber them 4-1.
Yes, now they're confident.
Now they're confident enough to move forward. But that sort of stuff is I see all the time where your team just sits back and the Object 74 drives into the water like a boss. Awesome.
What the... Fair enough. I can't even see his corpse.
Doop 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 doop. We've lost all our music. Your drive is totally crashed. Your computer's totally crashed. Yep. Highflyer's Windows Explorer has actually died right now. Victory! So that was a solid victory again for us. I feel that we carried the team. with our positions, not necessarily the experience. We allowed people to do the sit back and snipe tactic. A common thing I have to say to a lot of people is that if everyone sits back and snipes, you won't win. You need a couple of people who will go to the front and deal with it. Without skilled people at your front, lighting up the opponents and dealing damage, you won't get that. Highfly's experience came from taking out that, was it the E50? That you did like 2 rounds into it. I tracked him and Highfly just unloaded his entire clip into the side of him. That gave him a huge amount of experience and proved his worth as a AMX 5100 in a tier 9 fight. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
And although Behemoth got low XP, he absorbed 11 shots, and they were high-level shots. They were not rapid-fire rubbish shots. They were really powerful, big TDs and big T-34s, that sort of shells going into him. So we as a team really did, as a platoon there, I really felt confident in what we did, and I would say that we helped the team significantly and helped create that win. Cool.
I would say that as well.
Right, we're going to take a quick break here and try and fix what's going on there with Highflyer, and we'll come into some more games. Why not? We might change up a few tiers, but if you guys got a tank that you know we have and you want to see, please let us know in the chat while we take a small break. Sweet.
Bye.
I'll try some music. I'll play it through my microphone.